Good morning, everyone, and welcome for this session of today. I am going to give my panelists 1 minute for introduction, and then we will come back for the discussion. My name is Betty Sharon. I work for Collaboration of Women in Development. I come from Kenya. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Aad Bos. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm the global leader of Masterpiece Foundation, and we focus on youngsters with 60 teams in 45 countries with the aim to engage, connect, and empower. When you're not feeling engaged, when you're disconnected, when you're not empowered, there is a lot of trouble, there's no perspective, and that relates to masterpiece. You cannot be at peace when you don't have perspective.
Good morning. My name is Ayom Ritala, managing partner, Neuro from Nigeria. It's a consulting firm, and part of what we do is HR consulting and also CSR consulting. I'm a member of the United Nations Global Compact, previous member of the board of directors for UN Global Compact Nigeria, and we've done quite a number of work in the area of CSR and supporting organizations to build CSR. I was also past executive secretary of Junior Chamber International Nigeria, and we also in support of UN Global Compact. We're also in support of CSR and SDG initiative. Thank you.
Yes, good morning, everybody. My name is Helle. I was born in Denmark. I live in India. I have lived in India for 16 years. I live in New Delhi. And I'm from the organization Humana People to People India. And we are a development organization. We have approximately 70 projects in 14 states. And we work within health, education, environment, and livelihood. And we have approximately 2,000 employees working in all the different states. And our aim is to reach poor people with as many facilities as we can, so that people can come to live a better life. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jackson Ubare. I work with Forum Siv. And Forum Siv is a Swedish organization that works globally in approximately 70 countries, and our work revolves around democracy, human rights, gender equality, and climate justice. And each and every day, we wake up as employees of the organization is to work towards a just and sustainable world where you and me have power to effect change, and this change can be political, social, and economic. I'm responsible for regional office for East and Southern Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will start with Mr. Obare. Mr. Obare, we would like to hear and understand how democracy, gender equality, and climate change interlink with CSR. As we all know that CSR is interlinked so much with the private sector, business, the business people get the profit so that they can give back to the society. But your work is not about profit making. Kindly share with us to understand your experience in interlinking CSR, leveraging SDGs, and how you achieve the S in SDGs on CSR. Thank you.
Thank you, Betty, for that. I could want to share the experience. I said our work revolves around democracy, human rights, gender equality, and environment and climate change. And you could already see the components of SDGs, SDG 13, climate action. So we are also contributing to environment and climate change. SDG 5, gender equality. SDG 1 on poverty. And above all, SDG 16 about strong institutions, this component of justice, crowned by partnerships. And I want to, how do we drive change? Through strengthening of organizations that drive sustainability in different components. in the world, and particularly I want to speak about the region office for East and Southern Africa through the partnerships. We forge public-private development partnerships to ensure that we are contributing to a just and sustainable world and achieving Agenda 2030. You realize for any business to thrive, the three pillars of socio-economic and environmental, the political economy is so powerful that it influences any other of these facets. And if it goes wrong, then even companies are not able to even operate in the country or in whichever areas of the world they are operating in. And therefore, building strong institutions to ensure there is accountability in every facet enables to achieve sustainable development goals. So I work on ensuring that there is participation of marginalized groups, particularly women, youth, and other non-gender conforming groups, enables that no one is being left behind, even as companies are doing investments in all the sectors they are operating in. In my understanding from my context, CSR has been redefined in the Kenyan context to mean CSI, corporate social investments. And in this, it means when you are putting investments, you must have returns on that investment. So let's not see it from a perspective of ticking a box that I'm supposed to contribute to this and you don't follow up. But your investment, you must follow it up to the end so that you have returns. And the returns in this case is the communities we are investing in, as it was indicated by the opening remarks, that the people are at the center of all the interventions or the activities that we are supporting. So from where I sit, if you don't put people at the center, then all your interventions through the CSR would not be making sense. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barre. My next speaker is Mr. Art. Mr. Art, as you connect with the youth and the community, you connect and impact. And again, you talk about peace. And we know that peace is very key. Peace and security is very key in the business and also in the world of CSR, because CSR, you have to give back what you have got as a profit. But now here, could you kindly share with us and make us understand well how you impact the community, the lives of the community through CSR?
Happy to do so. It starts with my vision and our vision that there are 8 billion talents, not 8 billion issues. The key is that we help them to grow, to unleash their talents, their potential. Because every baby is a beautiful baby. Every youngster is a beautiful youngster. So on one hand, there is an abundance of talent. On the other hand, there is an ownership. They have to take ownership of in their own destiny. We do have a concept which is called ACT. ACT means it is in the doing, not in the talking only. It's in the doing, in the community work. ACT is also an abbreviation of artists create together. So we use the role models who did take the right choices for sustainability, to build the communities, and they inspire for their self-esteem, and it starts with the self-esteem and then becoming an active citizen. And ACT stands also for even you and me are an artist who create our own future. So we tap into, we applaud for their abundance of talent, and we appeal on, okay, you take your ownership, and we will guide you. So we engage, connect, and empower them also towards jobs.
Thank you. My next speaker is Hele. Hele, we would like to know, you talk about health. And health, again, is key, is ensuring that the work is focused on profit. You have to have a great health for you to ensure that you get profit to give back to the community. But how do we ensure that whatever we are giving the community, it's what they aspire to have?
Yeah, I think that actually all people in India would like to see that that people they have a better life. They would like to see that people they are living with equal education, with good health, and with good livelihood. And we are working on health, and we are actually biggest in education. But we have been working on CSR even before the law was introduced. And of course, we heard this morning Mr. Chatterjee talk about the new legislation that came on 1st of April 2014. And even before that, we had different development projects where companies they took on CSR to live up to. At that time, it was not the sustainability goals, but I think that companies actually do want to give back to society. And I went back to see how it has actually been with the law in India. And it is actually mostly 4 of the goals that the companies are giving CSR to. And that is goal number 3 for health. It is goal number 4 for quality education. It's goal number 8 for decent work and growth. And it is goal number 11. And you can say, like, when companies are mostly giving to those 4 sustainable development goals, is it then because they do not think that they should support all the development goals, or do they not see it as CSR as their task to support the sustainable development goals, and think it is only an issue for government? But I actually think that CSR, they take it serious and also want to contribute to the world at large. And me coming from the development organization, we implement projects that CSR companies, they give funding for. And I have seen in the later years that companies are taking it even more serious. I mean, not long ago, we got a grant from a big company, and me and my colleague, we were grilled like, I don't know how long time, to answer questions about how we were going to implement, what we were using the funds for, exactly why we were doing this and this and this activity, why we needed funds for this and that activity. And it was really a pleasure to discuss with them, even though actually they did not understand much about implementing projects, but at least they tried. And I think that companies, they are into leverage their CSR to sustainable development goals. Like, I think that was the main issue of this panel. I definitely think they try to do their best. And I want to end by saying that I would like from my part and from our organization, and I will guarantee for many other organizations in India, that we are ready to implement projects for the companies in the very best way, so we are getting most of the funding, because I think that is also our responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. My first speakers have talked about the democracy, political leadership, education, health, and also impacting the lives of the community. Now, Ayo, we would like to hear how Nigeria is leveraging all these to ensure the achievement of sustainability.
Okay, thank you very much, Betty. Nigeria is a very peculiar country, and we've been doing a lot in the area of SDG with so many things. One of the things that, because of our deep involvement, high level of corporate organizations, and then the involvement of UNGC. So what most of us have done is to actually ride on the UNGC platform, the UN Global Compact, to also drive the SDG. And the government is trying to do a lot because as at the time MDG was ending, we couldn't put together a lot of what was done because a lot of organizations were working in isolation. Even as at the report in 2022, so you see the SDG report of 2022, Nigeria is 139 out of 163 countries. We're trying to do a lot, but there are no reports as far as collaboration is concerned, the partnership, and that's the last SDG. That's where the gap is for us. Individually, as organizations, we're trying to do quite a number of things, but then harnessing them together, building that partnership is where the gap is, and the government is trying to also create an enabling environment politically to allow organizations to actually do a lot of all this to support the SDG growth. Virtually every government, every state have an office of the SDG with them, which politically is being driven. And for organizations, people are so much involved in CSR. So now it's about linking your CSR to SDG. How does the CSR activity support the SDG goal? For us, for instance, as an organization, we had a team of young people that were involved in the SDG Young Innovator Program, which was actually created by the UN Global Compact Office. And we had 3 of our members that actually participated in that program. And what they were to do, I have one of them here, Tomiwa, he actually led the team for my organization. And what they were to do was to look at what we do as an organization and how do you use that to drive the SDG. So we came up with something that drives the SDG 8 in itself. So quite a number of organizations are doing that, and it's making progress. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we will get 4 questions from the participants. We have heard how all governments are leveraging CSR to SDGs, but are they also engaging the targets, or they are just taking the benefits to the targets without asking them? That one also we would like to know if these governments are engaging the targets. Is it as CSR or CSI? As we have heard now, we are also changing from CSR to CSI. Thank you.